decided if I can't beat this game in combat, I'm going to beat it with all the gold.
Just finding a new way to win.
I'm going to min-max my way to all the gold.
Look, Eric, maybe the adventure isn't the gold we made along the way. Maybe it's all the friends we left dead behind us.
I'm doing that as well. I was really hoping to stick a knife in one of their backs.
What would you say, Bradley?
Please don't stab any of your friends in the back.
No, not your pet. The stevedores.
Oh, okay, good. Let's focus on the stevedores.
I was gonna sneak up to him and
just give a little pokey poke.
Actually, no, I was gonna really bludgeon them over the head because now I have strike to stun.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I can call shots to the head for free.
I'm not combat focused. How many kills do you have this campaign?
3. I'm keeping a body count.
We need a little tracker in the bottom right corner.
No, he's just got like little scratches on his desk over there. He's counting them off.
What we need to do, Alex, is you have the Dead Son's poster behind you.
Yes,
we need Kyle to get a whiteboard behind him. And it needs to be the kill count tracker.
Yeah.
And it's just Eric versus eventually Justin. The actual combat character versus...
I'm into it.
Well, you know what else we're into? In the Grim... I almost did 40k again. Good God. Cut it all. Restart.
Grimdark, you good?
In the grim darkness of the far fantasy past, maybe?
In the far-flung darkness of the past.
In the... The end times are nigh, or so they say, but tonight, the Empire endures. Welcome to the Grimdark Chronicles, our playthrough of The Enemy Within, the hallowed, historic campaign of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay. I'm your GM, Brad, joined tonight by Alex playing Luca, Kyle playing Segemund, Mike playing Kroppa, and Eric playing the sticky-fingered Wolfhart. Thank you to our neighbors from the north and our show sponsors, darkforgemedia.com. They made our intro video, and they have decided to be our show sponsor for the entirety of the Grimdark Chronicles, starting with this season. So thanks to those guys. If you have multimedia needs, go give them some love and give them a little bit of a visit as well. If you have any other needs besides multimedia, probably not where you want to go, but you can try. But with that, let's get into what happened last time in the Empire. Last time on the Empire.
Where are these mystery noises coming from?
I was going to say, I'm like, what just fell and rolled?
My daughter's room's right above me.
Is she bowling?
Is she bowling?
She might be.
Is she supposed to be in bed right now?
Yes.
I was going to say, that looks like the dad face of like, what are you doing out of bed?
I mean, it wasn't like the unconscious thud of a kid falling out of bed.
Yeah, that's true.
She's playing with something for sure, but she should be sleeping.
Do you need to go deal with that real quick?
No.
Okay. All right, well then last time in the Empire, Wolfhart snuck through Altdorf to go steal a loot for Luca. That's just the high-level scope. Finding a instrument store, you did manage to break through a high-quality lock. You stole a lute, 2 piccolos, a flute, and you took their entire sales ledger. At this point, I'm just going to like proactively nail everything in every shop down. At the same time, and next thing you know, Wolfhart's running around with a crowbar, just breaking nails.
I already have one.
At the same time, Segemund and Kroppa were going out and spreading the good word of Verena. I mean, of the debauchery of the 2 nobles that you ran into in the bar. Segemund, you managed to place 4 half-sheet flyers. The innkeep's not really loving that you were there that late, but also recognizing that dropping off, things for the board late at night is kind of common. And Kroppa, you ducked down an alley where you stumbled across a man who seemed genial enough, but was basically a 50-50 shot of you could have gotten shivved or you could have gotten help. And with a 5-penny bribe / gift, he told you to stop going the direction you were going and to kind of go back and you'd be all right. But you did start the rumor mill of the bars that you had been to and the half sheets, you and Segemund having collaborated as to which bars those would be. As you attempted to make your way back to the Bare Belly, you were accosted by a man who smoked his cigarettes way too aggressively. And he and his two
Awkwardly
friends...
so.
Intentionally awkwardly so. And he and his two friends elected to, in an effort to help you find a lad who had a necklace of yours, you got the gist that they were trying to rob you. And the pursuit was afoot. And you began to run. Yeah, you like that? Ran your way to the Bear Belly. Now, you did manage to just barely get away with the thanks and the help of you guys yelling and screaming, waking up Luca, waking up Josef, who in a drunken, almost hungover haze accidentally fired his crossbow, surprisingly hitting one of the enemies, and they then peeled off and headed back. So as we picked up where we were last time, Wolfhart, you had just walked across the gang bridge, the gangplank bridge onto the boat, and we're making your way up to the top where Luca had been lingering. So we'll start there, and Segemund and Kroppa, you guys kind of got scolded into going to bed. So, Wolfhart, Luca, it is yours.
I'm going to pull myself up there and kind of saddle up to Luca, because I'm assuming he's just like standing up there overlooking over the edge. I'm going to kind of drop the bag next to him, pull out this loot, and kind of slide it over to say, well, I wanted to say thank you for the help you gave me earlier. You really made me make me some coin.
This is too much.
And on top of the loot, I'm going to actually put 10 silver pieces. This is your half of the cut from earlier.
I am beside myself with joy, and I am jumping up and down a little bit, and I'm going to hug you and thank you to the point where it's a bit uncomfortable for you.
I will awkwardly pat you on the back, be like, Wolfhart pays his debts, and you're good people, so you deserve it.
This
and
is
then
a dream come true.
Like,
I could have never afforded this without you.
Well, I also got a little something myself out of this, and then I kind of tap the bag a little bit and kind of it's blaze open a little bit to
I'm going to look at all the instruments and just give you like a wink and a nod like you sly dog. Hell yeah.
And then he's just going to kind of look into the distance and be like, it was a good night.
So, Wolfhart, you have your bag of instruments. Luca, you have your loot.
I do. And do you know what that signifies, Brad?
I do believe that means that you're gaining 50 experience.
Yes, sir.
Short-term ambition completed.
Also, I just found out that loots are actually 4 gold.
Oh, yeah.
They're double the price of what I thought they were.
Yeah, they're pretty dang expensive.
I couldn't find an actual loot price on there. The only thing I could find was musical instrument or just instrument.
Yeah, that's when I found an instrument as well. But in the description of it, it shows you large instruments are double the price and 2 encumbrance points, including harp, lute, large drum, etc.
Nice. This is a very nice gift, Wolfhart.
Yep.
This is fantastic.
Oh, man. Segemund, Kroppa, we're going to cut to you really quick. You guys have been scolded into heading to bed, air quotes, back in the main cabin space. Anything you'd like to do?
Find a comfortable spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Bedrolls have been basically rolled out. Like, Josef understood that he doesn't have beds for you, but they did the best they could to create comfortable places for you to lay.
Oops.
Okay. So you guys find a comfortable spot. Luca, Wolfhart, anything else you want to do?
I'm just going to hang out there with Luke for the time being. I imagine we'll go to bed eventually, but...
You want to listen to me try to tune this thing and start
I'm riding
playing
a high
it
of just the
very
heist
terribly?
I just took, so I'm rocking out to you. I'm enjoying it, my spoils of you enjoying your loot.
I'm singing a song about Wolfhart just being a great guy going around picking locks and stealing shit. What a great soul he is.
Okay. All right.
And Brad, when I do get a chance, I'll go off in the moonlight by myself, and I'm gonna say a prayer to Renaud, and I'm gonna throw 4 silver. Oh shit!
It's more.
Oh no! I'm gonna throw 8 silver into the river.
Okay. Now, you don't have to leave the Bear Belly unless you want to. I will tell you this based on the events of tonight. It's probably safer to stay on the bare belly.
I'm going to do it right off the back of the boat.
Okay. You guys managed to do that. You play a song about how Wolfhart is. It is.
It is.
It's less than 4 gold to buy it, though.
Wolfhart's going to not see this because at that point he's going to go down. Because if he would have seen that, he would probably go swimming.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. So, you throw 8 silver into the river. You guys have sung a song of Wolfhart's deeds and his stealing. Anything else you would like to do before you also crash for the evening?
I'm dropping the ledger on Segemund's head. No, I'm kidding. It's going to be on his chest.
Okay.
Wait, who asked for the paper? Segemund or Kroppa?
I did.
Kroppa.
Oh, that's good.
I mean, we both need it.
I'm dropping it on Kroppa then, right on his chest. He's probably not even going to feel it.
Okay.
His ledger's going to be
Heavy breathing
his.
intensifies.
Kroppa, you're like almost asleep and his book just smacks into you.
I'll say, I got you the paper.
Oh, I have so many plans for this. You have no idea. Would you like a picture?
Oh, God.
Sure, surprise me. And I'm going to go off to bed.
All right. You all rest. None of you are suffering from missing wounds. That's fine. It is episode 12, which means it is a fortune refresh episode. If you are missing any fortune, you may regenerate equal to your fate bonus. In addition, Luca.
Yeah.
Just make a note that you are blessed by Renauld for 24 hours.
Okay.
You don't know that, but you as a player need to know that. All right. The morning rises far too quickly. About 5 hours later, you hear Josef barking out orders. All right. Time for you lot to get up and earn your keep. I'm not paying you to sleep. Let's go. And very quickly, you are put to work. The 3 of you who are being hired, Luca, Segemund, Wolfhart, you all manage to be awoken. A small bit of breakfast is given to each of you. Like when you work on the boat, you are fed on the boat. Josef has a couple folks on the Bare Belly who help. There is Volmar and Gilda, and then their baby daughter, Elsa. They have worked for Josef for a couple years. Segemund, you don't know them. Like, they're not someone you've met before, but they are important. So, like, Gilda will wake up and, like, start making food for the boat while Volmar is out helping Josef with all the other tasks. So as the 3 of you are awoken, and Kroppa, you can elect to tell me if you would wake up to the smell of cooking breakfast or not.
Absolutely.
We know the answer.
Yeah.
Hey, just gotta ask. As the 4 of you awaken, small plates of food are given to each of you. It's basically enough to kind of give you like the day's ration. It's nothing too extravagant. It is boat food. There's, some kind of a starch like a potato or a grit, a little bit of breakfast meat, and a little bit of fish. But it gets you there. Segemund, Wolfhart, you are being thrown right into the wolves, right to work. Kroppa, I know you're going to be able to go right back to sleep, so you don't have to test for this. But Luca
I'm not going to go back to sleep, actually.
Then Wolfhart, Kroppa, Segemund. Because of your nighttime adventures and the amount of time that you would have been out and about, Luca getting a couple hours of sleep as you guys did that before coming back, I need all 3 of you to give me an endurance check at a challenging +0. If you fail, you will be fatigued for the day. Honestly, fitting.
I am too. 72 over 35.
Okay.
+2 for me.
Kroppa, somehow, the excitement of last night, the revitalization of the breakfast, you have no
The
fatigue
delicious meal rejuvenated me.
Did I even have to roll?
No. No,
Oh,
because
okay.
you got a little bit of sleep while
I
you were
just
out and about.
wasted a good roll. Cool.
No, that's not a bad thing. Segemund and Wolfhart, with fatigued, you have a -10 to all tests today until you get an hour of rest, good rest, which is going to, at this point, come at the end of the day, because you're now working on a boat. So as you all get up and moving, the breakfast being eaten, Joseph yelling about it, you hear that you hear the boat kind of pushing off. You hear the sound of the water, the ropes being thrown, voices barking, things like that. And the barge itself is released from the moorings. Joseph kind of finishing that as the four of you, having eaten, maybe make your way out onto the deck. As Joseph begins to kind of bark out orders to Volmar, Luca, Segemund, Wolfhart, giving you all tasks, the sails of the Barabelli are raised, its nose, its prow pointed to the southwest, towards the Weissbruck Canal, and you all begin your journey. The sails fill and tighten up, and the barge begins its nice, slow trek across the water. As you begin to move, and as you begin to weave your way through the river of Altdorf, that large ship you saw dry docked, there's more of them. Warships of the Imperial fleet are anchored all throughout the Reich. So as you're leaving Altdorf, it takes you a fair amount of time just to weave the Barabelli around these massive ships that don't dock, they anchor out in the river. Each of them has pennants flying, crew bustling, cannons, rows of cannons on every deck. Some of them are 2 decks, 3 decks, 4 decks. One of the largest you see is 5 decks of guns tall. That massive, ornate, 10-foot skull wreathed with an iron cross behind it and a wreath behind it on the front of each of them. The sails of the warships are all rolled tight, but you can see dozens, if not hundreds, of men crawling across the decks. Most of these ships, Joseph shares, have never seen the sea. Most of them never will see the sea. They just patrol the Reich. They protect Altdorf. Empire doesn't really have a lot of reasons to go further west into the ocean. Not anymore. But Joseph, as he's saying this, is at the wheel, at the helm. And you hear as he barks out and he goes, Luca, my boy.
Yes.
Bring me a bottle of wine. Yes, sir. Kroppa.
So, as the day's tasks are being carried out by the other guys,
yep.
What I would like to do is talk to Joseph about trying to learn as much about the procedures of river travel, taxes, different fees, the different relationships between the different organizations that engage in that. And while I'm doing that, Kroppa is gonna be keeping an eye on the happenings on the boat, and he's gonna time his questions and like interruptions to the captain in a way to where it would like extend a party member's break a little bit. So
okay,
if somebody's taking a seat for a few minutes while he's not looking, like, and I see him about to key in on that, kind of distract him a little bit.
Okay. So you're trying to learn about the business.
I am going to do that the entire day.
Okay. So you're gonna learn about the business, but also try to distract him from any breaks that others take.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I will get the bottle of wine.
Okay.
And when I bring it over to him, I'll hand it to him, and I'm just gonna pull out my horn from my belt, and just kind of, as I'm telling him a story about a famous Chilean vineyard or something, and about this family, blah blah blah, some story, I'm just gonna hold it in my hand expectingly. Kind of like in front of him, like waiting for the wine to happen.
You hand him the bottle of wine.
I'm not
and
asking.
Yeah, you hand him the bottle of wine. He's got the wheel in one hand, and he reaches in with his teeth, grabs the cork, and does that. Spits the cork, just pours into your horn, and just begins drinking from the bottle. He is jovially telling you guys all of these details. Luca, as you're, starting to tell him stories and stuff as well, he shares back with you about some of these hulking, massive barges you guys see. Mm-hmm. The exterior's covered in bars of steel that run vertically. There's no guns on these ships. And he goes, oh, those are old prison hulks. Moved all the criminals out to sea as if they're never going to do anything. They just took it over. Now they just own the ships. It's a disaster.
I am going to yuck it up with him the best I can and absorb as many of these stories as he tells.
Okay, noted.
But I will also drink my wine and do my job.
Beautiful. So, Josef is going to give some commands there. Kroppa, you're going to kind of try to learn everything you can about river travel.
With an emphasis on the taxation and fees. And what I would like to try and discern is if there's at any point on this trip where I might be able to help with that.
He speaks to that easily and amicably, because there are always taxes everywhere. There will be taxes that you have to take no matter what. There will be taxes that you have to pass to get to Weissbruck, to get to Bogenhafen. So there's a lot that you're going to have to deal with. And he is very open to the idea of, if you're able to help him, he loves that.
Yeah, essentially it's not that I'm going to be lazy. I just don't do menial labor.
And that's why you're not getting paid for the menial labor. Absolutely. So, as this is all happening, Luca swapping stories, Kroppa learning the business, Segemund. Go ahead, Luca.
Okay, I was going to say also as I'm sipping the wine. The wine is quite great. Is this what we are hauling?
No. This is my personal vintage. It is. It's a little Chilean, a little Estalian, some Bretonian. Occasionally even some of the Elvish wine. No. This bottle here, and he looks at it, he goes, this one's Bretonian.
Yes, I thought it... Never mind. I won't. Not going to hate on them. Anyway, I'm going to try to lean in a little bit about what we're transporting. Just as much as he'll tell me. We move in silk clothing. Okay.
No. So he kind of shares that in regards to what he's hauling. Let me see if it gives me an exact volume. But it's just wine for the Schaffenfest. It doesn't give me an exact amount, but it's all Reichland wine for the Schaffenfest.
Oh, well, I asked if we're hauling wine, and he said no.
He said that what you're drinking is not what you're hauling.
Okay.
Sorry, apologies. What you're drinking right now is not what you're hauling.
But we are hauling wine.
You are hauling.
We're not drinking the stuff we're supposed to be transporting, but that is what we are transporting.
Exactly. You're not drinking the product, but yeah. Reichland wine is, as a Chilean, you can have your own opinion on it. It's okay. I mean, if you think about it again with the historical implications of Warhammer, like the Empire being based on Germany, Tilia being based on Italy, Estalia on Spain.
I'm not going to lie, my personal favorite wine actually does come from Germany. So
does it really?
Yeah.
Well, then maybe Luca likes Reichland.
It might be all right.
But yeah, he shares all of that openly. He doesn't care. The barge itself, the storage space, because it's a decent sized barge, but it's not the biggest. So the storage is all on deck, covered in tarpaulins or other kind of oiled cloths. So you can see from where he's standing at the helm, sipping wine, all of the product is sitting in front of you.
Well, as I finish my horn, I guess I'll just, as I'm talking, just kind of look at it and kind of motion towards him a little while I'm continuing to talk.
Luca's gonna get drunk, fall into
and he pours you another big dram and just continues drinking.
My man. All right.
Luca, consume alcohol test.
Okay.
This one will be, it's decent wine. It is wine, so it'll be average plus 20. Okay. -4. Holy shit.
No.
All right. So this is where we get to talk about the fun of Warhammer, which is The biggest danger is alcohol. So with a consume alcohol test, the first failure doesn't really matter. And honestly, if I remember correctly, and we're going to double check it real quick, the actual negatives, not as big of a deal. It doesn't matter that you fail by a negative 4.
I'm feeling a little flush.
You might be. So the way consume alcohol works in this game, here we go, is after each drink, according to the rules as written, you consume a test. For each test you fail, you suffer a negative 10 to weapon skill, ballistic skill, agility, dexterity, intelligence to a maximum of negative 30. After you fail a number of tests equal to your toughness bonus, you're stinking drunk, and then you roll on the stinking drunk table. So right now, you are feeling a little warm. You're feeling a little good. The negative 4 doesn't really matter, but you have, just like all your fatigued friends, you got a negative 10 to a fair number of things. You are buzzed, my friend.
Enjoying it.
All right, so he continues on that way. You make your way past all of that. At this point, Kroppa, he's motioned for you to grab a horn as well. Segemund, Wolfhart, you guys got looped into work, and you're realizing that Luca's just up there drinking and talking.
Hey, I'm doing some stuff.
I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anything, I'm looking to see if there's anything that near the end of the voyage I might be able to pocket.
Got it. So,
You need to understand, I'm a foreigner here. Living my dream on the river. This is great. Learning stories about the Empire.
as you clear the Imperial Navy, the barge is nosed south and begins to head into the Weissbruck Canal. Now, we've talked about this briefly, but the Weissbruck Canal is an interesting piece. And as Josef steers the barge into the canal, he begins to tell you all about this. The canal itself, he says, was completed 50 years ago, 53 years ago, roughly, in 2462. And it was meant to carry coal and iron from the mines at a town called Delfgruber directly to Altdorf to avoid the fines of Karaberg. Karaberg is a city of Middenland. It's another province in the Empire, but as all things, bureaucracy reigns. So the canal is only 25 feet wide, so as you push the barge into the canal, it is not much wider than just this barge. There are pull-offs and other spaces for barges to kind of get out of the way so that the ships can pass each other on this narrow canal. The average Reich barge, including the Barabelli, is 23 feet wide. You're literally kissing the edge. So, as you make your way down the canal, he says, there'll be berthing points. They'll stop. He's going to stop. You guys are going to grab lunch somewhere, have a break. You'll stop overnight, things like that. But that's how you're going to get to Weissbruck. As you first begin to pull into the canal, Kroppa, he motions to you and he goes, Now, you mentioned that you have some skills with fines and taxes and tolls and such, yes?
It's a hobby.
Well, if you can help with this one, this is an 18 silver toll for us just to enter the canal. And he's already pulling the barge off to a side. You notice that there is a toll house and alongside this. And so the way that these toll houses work on the canal is that the water continues forth down the canal, falling on a waterfall. Either if you're going downstream, it's falling. If you're coming upstream, it's falling towards you. But to get there are locks. And at each lock is a toll house. So the canal balloons at these spaces, lets the water keep flowing, and forces you to either pay the toll or chase the falls. He begins to pull off to this place. And he goes, this first entrance is owned by 3 different families, so the toll is just horrible. But if you can help at all, I sure would appreciate it.
From our day's conversation, is there anything about this particular toll that I would have heard that would give me any clue at all as to what I could do to help?
No, because your day's conversation right now is 2 hours in. This is the entrance to the canal. So as you made your way clear of the Imperial Navy of Altdorf, you're already turning into the canal. So he says to you the same thing. He goes, I don't know much, but if there's some way that you got, you and Segemund, you guys seem to be pretty good with the words.
Let me consult with my colleague, see what we can do.
And you say that, and Joseph just goes, Segemund!
I'll come from wherever I'm at, half-assing the work I'm supposed to be doing.
I'm gonna hand Segemund a wine glass. I'm not even gonna ask.
just hand him a wine glass.
Yeah.
Break time. Nice.
Actually, we're getting down to work.
As the glass enters your hand, Segemund, sorry, Kroppa, as the glass enters your hand, it is immediately filled with wine by Joseph.
Nice.
Joseph here is explaining how we are hitting our first toll, and it is exorbitant. Don't really know how we can help him, but he'd like us to talk to these toll keepers and see if we can get the rate reduced.
Sure. Brad, I do have lore law.
Okay.
Would I be able to access recesses of my mind to see if there'd be something?
Yeah.
How do you
it is going to
modify
be... and I apologize. I told you 18 silver. I forgot that the barrel belly is 23 feet wide, which is double the average width of a barge of 12 feet. Therefore, it's 2 gold coins to get into the canal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Segemund, it's going to be a challenging +0. Just lore law.
Okay. And would there have been time between waking up and being fatigued if I had a rest?
No, sir.
Okay.
You were
Worth
awake
asking.
and you were rushing.
Worth asking.
Yep, worth asking.
+3.
Even with a -10. Nice. Okay.
So I don't have any tax collecting skills, so I don't really know what I'd be rolling. If
Haggling, bribery,
haggle? Okay.
charm. It's going to depend on the situation. So, real
All
quick
right,
though,
gotcha.
Segemund, your law test is your law skill is normally a 62.
Yes.
Damn. Well done.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
so-
Nice.
With a 23 under a 52 with a +3, tax law across the empire is really dictated by who controls the point. It's hard to circumvent those taxes without official writ. That doesn't mean it's impossible, because most of those taxes are not set by the government. They're set by a noble house who controls the point, or a government body that controls the point. Because of the level of layered bureaucracy across the empire, you've got the emperor at the top, excuse me. Then you have the elector counts. The elector counts each sit over one of the provinces. At the provincial level, you have leaders, mayors, town, etc. Right? You get the idea. It's this spider web of a shit show of who's in charge and Spider-Man pointing at each other. Getting around a tax is difficult. Negotiating a tax is not as difficult. Writing a writ from a noble house that owns that tax is illegal, but not impossible. It's about the extent of what I can tell you as your GM.
Sure. So I'll relay that. No, I don't know the geography of the Reichland that great. So I wouldn't be able to likely easily recall, hey, we should use this name from this land so that we could impose, right? So
no, you need lore. You need lore like Reichland in general, which you don't have.
No.
What I can say though is Joseph did tell you the families that own this lock. It's the families, the noble houses of Gruber, Holkskrug, and Holschwig-Schleistein.
Jeez, what a note.
Yeah. Suffice it to say, there's 3 noble families who own this lock.
Sure. And then would I also be able to recall, like, these writs, if they would have, aside from, signature of a dignitary from the house, would it have any sort of, like, official stamp or seal or...
Every document that comes from a noble house is gonna be wax sealed.
Seal, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, that being said, I'm going to say, break the fourth wall here really quick. If you craft an illicit document, you can argue around the wax seal. It'd be hard to do, but quite honestly, if somebody gives you a writ and someone opened that writ to confirm it, there's not going to be a wax seal anymore. Once
Right.
the wax seal breaks, it breaks. So
It's gone.
out of GM mode, and just as a nod, if you are trying to do something illicit with a document, you just have to have a good story as to why it's not sealed at that point. Did you already use it? Did somebody have to look at it? Did somebody not believe it? Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Sure. Well, then I would likely take some time to try and craft a reasonable writ from one of those houses.
Okay.
Do we have time for that right now?
You're in queue to go into the lock, so you might not have time for a reasonable writ.
Okay.
You're looking at
How much time do I have?
15, maybe 20 minutes as the barges are pulling in, paying, and going through.
Got it. Well, do we
You have
want
time
me
to-
to try and scramble and get something written up, or do we want to go a different route here, Kroppa?
I mean, with him asking for help with a 15-minute notice, I think maybe just try and see what we can do as far as haggling him down,
Here's what I'll do.
verbally maneuvering it.
Here's what I will do. I will write the first third. Okay? And leave the bottom 2/3 of the paper blank. Find a candle. And burn portion of it.
Fuck yeah.
So it looks damaged. And say, hey, I know this is out of... I'll take it back. I'll write the bottom third. Because then we have the house on there. Okay? And burn the top third. And say, hey, listen, I know this does not look great. I'm embarrassed to even show you this. But I can't go back and get this reissued. And we have important goods for Schaffenfest that we need to have delivered. So it's up to you. But I'll even argue that, hey, you don't need to waive the entire fee, which is what this writ was for. We'll take a quarter fee. Just so that you get something out of this.
Okay, get to work. Give me a
I love it.
give me an
Hell
art,
yeah.
give me an art test, because your art is not art. We're using your art skill as like your legal document drafting type skill. So use that.
Okay.
Because we didn't.
And you want to be challenged, or is it going to be opposed?
No. It'll be opposed
Okay.
when they review it. I want to see how well you do here really quick. So
You want that modified at all, or no?
no, sir. It's gonna be challenging plus 0.
Okay.
I'm gonna rename your art test though, because art
You want
is
to
a,
what?
art is a group test. So I'm gonna call your art forgery. Is that all right? Or should
Sure.
I, or
Yeah,
do you
that's
want to be
fine.
like document?
No, that forgery is a-okay in my books. I want to,
Forgery is okay with this entire group at this point.
yeah, I'm going to burn
100%.
fortune.
Really above board.
Yeah,
I don't know
reroll
what the hell
that.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Okay,
I've
you're gonna
done
burn
nothing wrong.
Eric especially has done nothing wrong.
I'm gonna just throw my.
Don't mind me. Fuck me.
Okay.
That sucks.
You scramble right for the first 15 minutes. You torch it over a candle. Even so, you look at it and you just go, "This is definitively not my finest work." It looks like a burned piece of parchment that has some statements about which of the 3 houses did you go for? Gruber, Holzkrug, or Holzwig-Schleistein?
Gruber.
Okay. I'm sorry, Schleistein.
Easiest to spell.
One call, that's
For
all.
real.
So you mark this up. A few minutes later, the barge is pulled into the lock. The lock guard walks out wearing the livery of House Gruber. He's in the green and red. You picked the worst of the 3, and you could not have known it. He's in the green and red with gold trimmings, and he walks out and he just goes, "Right, 23 feet wide, 75 feet long, Barabelli." And he's like talking over his shoulder, and you see an older, wizened man scribbling. He goes, "That's going to be 2 gold, Captain." And Joseph just goes, That's me. But if you don't mind, I'm going to have you speak to my accountant here." Starts ribbing you, Kroppa.
Do we still want to go with that story? Just no document?
Yeah.
Bold.
So, this is really embarrassing. we had this writ of passage. And there was an accident before we left. And it went up in flames.
Hmm.
And you said it way more eloquently than me. I'm not even going to try and butcher what you said. But I'm going to regale him with that entire bullshit artistry.
Between you and Segemund, we'll say that the two of you can play off of each other to make that happen. What I'd like is for one of you, whichever one of you has the higher skill, I need a charm. And I will give you... Luca, you're not part of the story. I will give you a plus 20 to the charm because you did craft an elaborate tale.
Mine's only a 28, and
mine's 50.
So I would say you should do that.
You said plus 20, Brad?
Plus 20.
God damn.
You do have fortune, remember.
Yeah, we're burning one on this.
Okay, burn a fortune.
All right.
That's better.
There we go.
Well, your plus 2 beats his 93, which was a -5.
Your -2 beat is -5.
We're rolling big here.
Rolling great over here. I haven't rolled a pass yet, except for one. The guard looks to you and he just goes, makes a motion over his shoulder to the scribe, leans into you both and goes, "Look, here's the deal. We're supposed to be collecting. Sob story, totally get it. Everyone's going to the Schaffenfest. Doesn't stop the nobles from breathing down my neck when we don't collect. If you get my gist. That said," I meant to say drift and gist, and I mixed them together. It doesn't matter.
It's precarious.
That said, at this point he's kind of rubbing his fingers together. If anybody's ever seen Home Alone 2, the way that the Rob Schneider was kind of like looking for a tip from Macaulay Culkin, he's kind of going, "That said, we have the ability to grease the gears a little bit."
Yeah, and I totally get how the initial amount then grows and snowballs into the final amount that we see here on the river once it goes through all the different layers of influence. What amount would still see you whole, but also help us out?
Call it half.
I would like to. I mean, are we rolling haggle at this?
You can haggle now.
Yeah. I mean, half is cool, but I'm gonna let her rip. Just straight test.
It's opposed. He's haggling with you.
Okay.
It's gonna be who does better.
All right. Success.
Well, he had the exact same roll, but you have a significantly higher skill. So when there's a tie in the success levels, you go with the skill. Your skill being a 55 is better than his skill at a 33. What were you aiming to get to, Kroppa?
What's a quarter of a fucking gold again? Where is it?
It'd be
half
10
a gold would be 10 silver, so a quarter would be 5.
Okay, so say I don't really want to push him too much. Let's say 15 silver.
All right, we can do that. And he reaches under his shirt, pulls out a little pouch, hands you an empty leather pouch, and says, "Just put it in there real quick. We got a pass through from the Holstrig family."
I look to Joseph.
Is Joseph going to fund it? Or
Oh yeah, Joseph funds it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Joseph.
look to him like,
He passed it to you because you're chatting with the guard. You
Okay.
take it. Joseph takes it, throws 15 silver in it, throws a 16th in there again, and just gives him a wink and says, "Mighty appreciate you there. Well done." Hands it over. The guard tucks it into his shirt and goes, "Yeah. Give me." And he's like reaching behind him, and he grabs a quick piece of parchment and signs it, and he goes, "Okay, this here is your writ." For those of you who can read, it's a scribbled line with a name on it. It is not real words. He goes, "This here's your writ. When you get to the other end of the canal, ask for one of my compatriots. His name is Carl. Yes, just like everyone else in the Empire, his name is Carl.
Carl
Carl Holschwein. He's from the Holschwein family. You just tell him that you got sent down by Franz. Yes, I know. Again, everyone's named Franz.
Got it.
Franz what? Franz Karl?
No,
Gruber.
no, Franz Gruber.
Mm-hmm.
My last name's not actually Gruber. It's actually Goldstein, but it doesn't matter. Point is, tell him Franz from the Grubers sent you down to him. Go talk to Carl from the Holsteins. Deal with it.
Much appreciated.
Oh, go on. And Joseph's just like, yeah, and starts getting you guys out of the docks. So you make your way through the canal. You make your way through that lock. And you begin to head down the canal that is, again, basically the width of the Barabelli. The Barabelli being 23 feet wide. This thing is just... Joseph is just doing one of these. And at this point, Luca, he looks to you and he looks and he goes, I think we need another bottle. Mind grabbing another one out of my stash?
I would be happy to.
All right.
I'm going to point out that whenever I get free moments like them jacking around at the dock, I'm going to be farting around with that loot. I understand that there is not a way for me to learn the skill of playing a lute in this game.
Yep.
But for continuity here, I am trying anyway.
I like it.
There actually is a way you can do it. You got pacing that can treat.
I know, but me sitting on this ship trying to play isn't going to actually get me the skill, but it'll make sense when I go to learn. So,
I like it.
Brad,
Kroppa.
as he calls for that wine,
and I deliver.
Perhaps we can talk about compensation for services rendered.
Oh, don't you worry about that. And he pulls another bag out of his necklace and hands it over. It's got 5 silver, and he goes, it's not the total difference between the two, but we'll take a cut of everything you save me.
Sweet.
Verena be praised.
Joseph pauses. He goes, what about the god of law?
Nothing. Here is a wine.
All right. Pulls the cork, fills your mug, looks to you, Kroppa, fills your mug, looks for Segemund. He goes, wait a minute. Aren't you all supposed to be working? Takes a big, long draft of it.
So I'm going to divide this up. I'm going to hand 2 to Segemund and put 1 in the lockbox for the cult.
Okay. The morning goes fairly uneventfully. Right as you're approaching the midday hour, you begin to notice that, and you see as Joseph kind of looks and he goes, well, we were going to stop for lunch, and I don't think we are. He's kind of looking over his left shoulder. You don't even have to roll. Anybody who looks with him sees that there's a group of road wardens on the road, trotting along, looking at all the different barges. And so the canal itself is barge after barge after barge. Each one about a barge and a half to 2 barge lengths apart. So somewhere between 125 to 150 feet apart. But the whole canal is just barge after barge after barge. These road wardens you see as they're running up, galloping up next to it, looking at the barge, continuing on. The wardens are riding alongside, looking to each of these different barges, and as they begin to pull up next to the Barabelli, Joseph looks at, again, Segemund. Kroppa goes, you meant it when you said you didn't get to do anything too untoward last night, correct?
At this, I duck into the cabin.
Correct.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. Why is really the question.
I don't know. He's the road wardens looking at barges always makes me nervous. And as he says that, he leans over and goes, hello, gentlemen. Hello. How are we this fine day? And the road wardens kind of trot up next to him, and one of them looks up, takes off his helmet, and they're in the standard garb of the road warden. They got the leathers, they've got the guns, they've got the swords, they've got it all. And he just looks up, he goes, oh, how we doing today? How's what is this? The Barabelli. What are we hauling these days? And he and Joseph just begin to banter back and forth for a bit. Joseph tells him that you guys are hauling wine. He looks around and he goes, all right, well, just be careful. Might be some bandits in the area. Young noble and a couple of his artisan friends were killed in Altdorf last night. We're trying to find who did it. You folks don't happen to... Were you folks departing out of Altdorf? And Joseph says, yes, of course we were. You don't happen to have had any interactions with any of these folks, have you? What's their name? He's looking at the other one. The other one goes, Greg and Jonathan, maybe? Yeah, any of those nobles? Those names ring a bell? Any? Not pointing any blame here, of course. Just trying to get to the bottom.
I'm just gonna kind of pipe up.
With all due respect, do we look like people who would know nobles?
That's a good point. Sorry for wasting your time.
I'm gonna mock offense, preen up a little bit. Maybe I would.
Mm-hmm. I'll look at you and roll my eyes and go back to my wine.
The patrol just the patrol just laughs. He goes, all right, well, if anybody knows anything, or you talk to anyone who knows anything, if you're coming back this way at all, ask for the wardens to grab Sergeant Gluckner. That's me. Glucker.
Yeah.
Sergeant Gulper. It's Glucker. Glucker. And you folks have a good day. Happy travels, and very well.
After they leave, Wolfhart's going to come out and stand next to the party, but with his back to where they would be, just saying, what do they want?
Not much. Just asked if about a noble that had
all right.
been murdered.
You four.
Oh, I don't say that in front of. Oh, this is
Joseph.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know. My voice acting is limited. I can only do so many voices.
Wait, those motherfuckers are still on the boat?
No. This is Hagrid. I mean Joseph. And he looks at Wolfhart, says that, and he goes, now wait just a minute. I thought you four said you didn't get into anything too bad, and now this one's coming up here after hiding from the wardens.
The only interaction we had.
To be fair,
you were there.
Look at me. I actively look like I'm a criminal.
He takes a really big pull of the wine. He goes, what did you bring on my boat?
Who says I brought anything on your boat? Maybe I just have some things that I don't want to run into the world once for.
You gaslighting him. Roll a charm. It's got to be a good one. So tell me how you did.
I rolled a 10 under 31.
Okay, so your +2 is not as good as his +3. I got a 007. 007, baby. He looks to you and his eyes narrow and he goes, look, this ship here, this is my home. This is my space. This is where I live and I ply my trade and I employ my friends and their young child. I just want to make sure everyone is safe. Now, I don't need to know the peculiars of everything you four do, but I do need to understand if any of that could blow back on me, because this is my world.
Assuming the party filled me in, I'd say, well, you don't have to worry about that. They're not looking for anything I might have done. I chuckle at that.
All right. Okay. Fair enough. And at that, he just pulls another big pull of wine. Thank God he's got a good consume alcohol.
I mean, do we look like a group that could assassinate a noble?
I'm a student of the law.
Look at me, and I jiggle my belly.
Start jiggling, doing
just like pat it.
Truffle shuffle.
Doing the
the truffle shuffle.
Do the truffle shuffle. I don't wanna. So Joseph looks to you and he goes, No, I'm not saying you killed the nobles, but look, People get mixed up in the wrong things all the time. And this one, and he points at Wolfhart, he goes, brought some sack of something onto my ship right as you two were being chased by some people down the dock.
As he starts to say that, I'm going to kind of get up next to him, and I'm going to start going into about how great these guys are and how they have charity programs and they're wonderful people. And as I'm saying all this, I'm putting my horn in front of him, just kind of putting it out. And then I kind of put my arm on his shoulder. There's nothing to worry about with this crew. We would never put you and your livelihood in danger.
He pours your wine. He seems a little placated. He goes, all right. Well, you do understand the hesitation, at least. He takes another big swig. Luca, I need another consume alcohol test from you.
I figured you would.
Now, it's the level of the difficulty of the alcohol is still a plus 20. Yes, you've consumed more of it, but it is still a decent wine that is not too kicky in the butt. I love this. The horn just, there you go. Okay. You're no further buzzed. You still have the negative 10s.
The horn just keeps coming back into his sight.
I just have Luca going,
Yeah.
I'm singing your guys' praises as well.
It's working.
We're great people.
He seems placated. He goes, all right. Well, Segemund vouches for you. I don't know why he looks at you, Luca. He goes, I don't know why all of a sudden I'm taking your advice, but it's good advice. If they vouch for you, look, at the end of the day, as long as you just understand this is my entire world, we're all right.
Your world is now our world. We will protect it with you.
Clinks the bottle to you, takes another big
There's some shit. Yeah.
Continues wheeling. The rest of the trip down the Weissbruck Canal, the 60 miles of this canal, which sounds like it's a crazy long distance, but having just, figured this out, it's moving at a certain speed. The barge would make it down the canal probably throughout the day. 60 miles would take you most of, if not the whole day, but you'd make it. Most barges moving at speed, most ships moving at speed, especially a big ship like that, probably moving 4 to 5 nautical miles, which is, I learned, about 1.4 actual miles. So take 5 and just make it like 8. Means about 8 miles an hour. It'd take you all day, but you'll make it.
Yeah, we have all day.
Yeah. As you reach the end, and throughout the day, I should add, as you're going down this canal, that the Barabelli is so wide that nothing can pass. People are yelling at Josef, who is not giving a fuck. He's just drinking wine the whole time. Other captains don't seem to be happy to see the Barabelli because the smaller boats, the smaller barges, are having to pull off to these stops so that the Barabelli can keep going. And the stops along the way help slow down the journey so that the 60 miles really do take the full day. You left Altdorf at 7 a.m. You're going to probably get to Weissbruck at 7 p.m. But my favorite is the yelling. Go home. You're too big. Or get your fat ass barge off the Weissbruck. That's what kind of prevails throughout the day. Josef doesn't care. Just keeps whispering, wishing everyone well, waving. And at one point you hear him say that he wishes the blessings of Bogenauer on them. And, Luca, as you're kind of chatting with Josef, the story of the Bogenauer comes out, and he says that Bogenauer is the god of the river Bogen, which is where you're heading. Best to keep him happy in these parts of the world. Chuck a vegetable in the canal. That should do. You have a vegetable. When you don't, they get you out of the kitchen. You chuck a vegetable in the canal. As the... Oh, I lied. There's a note right here about how long the canal journey takes. That was such a small footnote. I missed it. The canal journey on the Weissbruck takes you 3 days. Between the stops, between the conditions, it rains almost the entire time. So that by the time this 60-mile journey, which in my head, I'm like, yeah, you could probably do that in a day as long as you have good... Well, forgot about the fact that you have to stop repeatedly. It takes you almost 3 full days, but it's uneventful. Throughout that time, Kroppa, Luca, you guys learn more. Bottles upon bottles of wine are drank. Segemund, Wolfhart, Luca, you each, over the course of this, those 3 days, you're each going to be paid every day 2 silver. 6 silver total by the end. And as the third day of this journey comes to an end, at each night, the Barabelli either docking up to or stopping at one of these canal side inns. Josef buying you all dinner as part of the fee that you're working for. Doesn't buy you rooms. If you want to stay in the inn, you got to stay on your own, but he'll buy you dinner and a couple drinks, and then everybody goes back to the boat together. It becomes this cadence over 3 days. And as the end of these 3 days breaks, as the dusk of the third day on the canal settles, sky's pink and orange, the rain stopped for the first time in a couple days. You come out of the Weissbruck Canal, and to your left looms the city of Weissbruck. And that's where we'll pick up next time.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. I mean, a city shouldn't give you a dun, 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 but it might.
Like in paid, though.
Yeah, well, Luca, Segemund, and Wolfhart, each of you will have gained 6 silver. Kroppa, you gained the 5 silver that was paid to you and when she split with Segemund for helping to beat the toll. Now, you also know that as you come out of the canal, which is going to be here when you get out at Weissbruck, there's another individual you need to go chat with, a Franz Holstein, just to show him the writ. That's all it was asked of you. There's no comment of payment or any payment being needed, just to show him the writ. But you'll find out more about that next time. Each of you, little sprinkle of Sigmar here, will gain 10 experience. And in addition, for the sheer amount of ridiculousness, all of you will gain an additional 10. So you're all going to gain 20 experience today for negotiating down the fees on the canal. Eric for Wolfhart perfectly running into just for perfectly role-playing the guy who's actually at fault for crimes. And then Luca, Segemund for your work with keeping up with both the ship at large, but then Luca, the distracting presence of the wine and horn, and Kroppa, yours as well. So all of this playing together with how you interact with Josef, you're all going to gain 20 experience. Yeah, just... Thank you, sir. May I have another?
Any more, sir?
And when we pick up next time, you will be looking at and entering the city of Weissbruck. So thank you so much for joining. If you like what you heard, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hang out with us here on YouTube. Head over to deadsonsco.com where you can access to all of our reviews, all of our prior content, and even our Discord if you know what you're doing. You also have links to all of our socials. Thank you to our neighbors to the north, darkforgemedia.com, for supporting us and sponsoring the entirety of the Grimdark Chronicles. Ew. And until next time, Kroppa doesn't commit war crimes, but Wolfhart steals everything. We're 10 Cents Company, and we'll see you then.
Nothing is safe.
Nothing is safe. That's just ominous.